Well, hello, and welcome to Opal City Confidential, a Starman podcast. I am here with Kirby, and we're going to discuss Starman Volume 2, Number 47, City Without Light, Part 1. Jack has gone off to space, and we get to see what's happening down on Earth while he's away.
Yep. So this is a little bit of a cleanup issue, but for whatever reason, it did not feel as like fillery as the past couple of, non-times past issues
Yeah, yeah,
have.
it definitely felt like we just had him leave. We just
Mm,
had the goodbye, and then we've had another times past. And now this. And this story this is part one of it because we're going to come back to this every so often.
hmm
Um,
It's gonna be
but
like
we're,
at least a year or so, but yeah, no, which is good because you need to, remind your audience of like, hey, there's other stuff happening too here.
yeah, you get to see everybody. They really do a checklist of this is where everybody is now. We still, let's start with the cover. It's in another, let's start with the pertinent data. You got that in front of you. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
He is the creature known as Starman.
yep. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we have a cover date of October 1998. We have an on sale date of August 5th, 1998. We have writer James Robinson, penciler Steve Yowell,
Hmm.
uh, inker Wade P. Von Grawbadger, letterer Bill Oakley, colorist Gregory Wright, and our new editor is the wonderful Peter J. Tomasi.
Okay, folks, we're going to pause right there because me and Kirby went on to have a little discussion about Mr. Tomasi. So that will follow the synopsis. City without light, a prelude to bad times. With Jack away in space, Opal City's remaining defenders struggle to maintain order against a rising tide of crime. The Shade and Ted Knight reflect upon the city's growing darkness while supernatural omens, including the ghost of the Black Pirate, begin to surface. Longtime allies are targeted and killed, signaling that the city's protection is crumbling in Starman's absence. Can they stop this massive coordinated threat in finally moving against Opal?
He is the creature known as Starman.
Wonderful Peter J. Tomasi.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah. So Archie Goodwin, I believe, had just passed away. So Tomasi is our new editor, and again, folks, you've heard Ross and I wax uh, all about Peter Tomasi. Great editor, great writer.
Yeah,
Um,
how long was he? He was an editor for a very long time, it seems, before he
yeah,
became a writer.
yep. Because I first know him as a regular writer for the Green Lantern Corps in the mid-aughts, and
Okay.
then kind of, would follow him from there. Okay, so Peter Tomasi began as an editor in 1993 and didn't become a writer until 2007. So, okay, that's a pretty healthy yeah, career there, and yeah, he learned a lot of what works and what doesn't. So, good for him.
Well, I look forward to reading more of his stuff. I got to read his Batman and Robin
Same
and 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 and
same
Super
here.
Sons.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not even a Batman guy, but it's like Peter Tomasi doing or Batman and Robin. I'll read that. Okay. You have two-thirds like top DC runs of me. I'll read your Batman and Robin.
Yeah, it's a I'm it's I've just I have been gushing about it because it's just so good. It's just so good. I was talking to my buddy Ken. He had gone to Ollie's and he got me one of the Carol Danvers Captain Marvels, the Kelly Sue DeConnick
hmm
run, which I'm interested in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think some of the Carol Solis stuff is good. I've read it, jumped in and out, but we were talking about different types of different books, and this one being just the how they format them and how you discover writers. I've discovered people that were and I didn't know they wrote. Like John, if John, it's like if Tom Breedpoint or Mike Carlin stopped being an editor and became a writer.
I feel like I've seen Tom Brevoort be a writer on
He
something.
has done
Maybe
some stuff.
I
Yeah, he would give himself a one and done
okay.
Avengers story every once in a while. He deserved to do that. I mean,
I mean,
he managed it through some of the best of it and some of the absolute worst of it.
that sounds about
So,
right.
but Tomasi, I mean, I've that makes me understand why this book kept going.
hmm Yeah.
It
So
has us, I think. I think Robinson probably likes a good editor, and I could see the way that, you know, how it starts very flowery and it's a lot of Robinson.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it goes away relatively quickly because Archie and the other editor are going, no, 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 do this. And I think there's a little bit of that, and I think you'll see that if Tomasi was an editor for a long time and he edited the back, probably the harder part to edit.
Yeah,
It's when,
honestly.
or do we have a book?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And yeah, I could easily see with maybe a weaker edit, like the space arc will just go on forever, and we don't have as satisfying a conclusion to this series.
yeah. I
So
think that he might have a hand in this because it is. No, it's I mean, it is not John Robinson's. I think it is his masterpiece or whatever. It's a
yeah,
there's
it's magnum
some
opus.
yeah, I think it is really. I think if someone goes, "What's his best work?" I'd go, I'd have to say his JSA, the Golden Age, or what?
Oh, ooh, just the go. Ooh, that
Yeah, that's is that
all
if you
80
want
issues
because
of that.
one, yeah.
That's a tough. You'll have
That's
to come
a
back to me
hard
on
one.
that
I
because
would
that's
say they're different. One, this is a giant. This is a series, an
a
entire run. Where Golden Age is just
4 issues.
yeah. It's a very you have to be. He does a lot in a lot less pages.
He does.
Yeah, it is, but it all makes sense. It's all necessary. You know who everybody is. Um, and it's Paul Smith, so it's just you know.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. It is. I picked up some of the uh well, I've got some of the Uncanny X-Men omnibus, and I've got his part in there, and I loved when he was drawing that book. It was beautiful. I stayed on it for that because when he was drawing the Brood, and it was pretty, and then Cockrum finished the arc, and that's about when I bowed out because I was like, all right, I got bookended by Cockrum. I'm good. No, but let's get back to this. This is I
It's a
love this
really
cover.
good cover.
So what is the name of the famous movie poster that inspired the Joker?
Oh,
The Man Who
the
Laughs.
man who laughs. Yeah,
That is the Shade's face on this cover, The Man Who Laughs.
that's exactly what that is. Like, it's almost down to the nose, I think, is kind of the real thing, and just how big he's smiling like that.
Yeah, I
Here,
never thought he was that big of a baddie, that he had a maniacal smile.
no, no, because I mean, this whole issue is basically framed with him and Ted having coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm
Um,
sorry, folks, if you're hearing me, I'm just bringing up the man who laughs on Wikipedia here, just so I can get a clear 1-to-1 here. 1928, Paul Lemmy. Oh, that's exactly what this is.
is it?
Like, it is straight down to the nose, like actually
Yeah.
down to
That's
the
it's an
nose.
homage. I think it's a good thing to do because I like this poster. It looks like a movie poster.
It does. I don't know what it is. There's something about the way Ted looking through the telescope. It looks like he's wearing a backwards beret or something.
Or he's wearing like everybody wears them now, but they're like the Irish caps.
Yeah, yeah, something like
Turned
that.
backwards. Turned like yeah.
Yep.
And
No,
there's the action motif with it's not Faith O'Dare, it's
Hope.
Hope O'Dare, Matt and
Yeah.
Hope O'Dare.
Yep.
Um it was yeah, and there's a lot going on in this comic. So I going into it in the first reread of it, I was like, uh, what's this? I don't remember this one that well, and I was like, oh, but didn't we just do a bunch of exposition about this
Y-
like 3 issues
Yeah.
ago? Um, but as I read it, uh, it's really densely packed with information, people's thoughts, and conversations. Which is
Yep.
the one thing let's talk about it is I've talked to like when I did the Secret Files one with Brent.
Hmm.
Uh, we talked about those conversations. Ted and Jack having, so we come back to it is where the main characters will just have these pleasant conversations with one another, just literally water cooler moments.
Yep.
Just a conversation about what's going on in your day. It doesn't sound, it's not, it's, it, for me, it never feels like it's an info dump. I feel I'm eavesdropping on a conversation. He drops hints. Each character has a very specific voice. And like Ted is in a very good place right now in his life. He's proud of his son. His son's in love. That makes him feel good. You know, everything's right with their world.
Right. And I think
I
like
think we see him at his happiest in this story because you got stuff that's coming up and then, later.
yes. And what I think helps this whole thing is like while we are having those water cooler moments, we are also seeing the action at the exact same time, but without the two characters being like on the same in the same place, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's great because they'll talk about something. It'll start in the conversation, and then the conversation will just be overlaid over the actions of others. And you get to see some. I forgot about some of the character moments, and when we go through it, there's one that I forgot all about it, and I felt bad that I did. And then then my brain raced forward to something terrible at the end. But I
Yeah.
was just like, where they're getting them all set. Matt's more actiony, the younger two O'Dares, or it just works so well that it never for me it never feels overladen. It never is. That uber Claremont. When I tease about Claremont's a really good super team writer. Some of his stuff is not hit it for me, but I'll trust him because he knows what he's doing. But him, Roy, Stan. I don't think Stan's as bad as people say. I just think Stan's not as good a writer as the other guys.
Of those three, he's easily the weakest writer.
Yeah. He's a Silver Age writer. He couldn't transition to bronze that well.
No.
He did something, but not great. But it's just all the characters are moving to getting them into points and getting to the next. What's going to happen next for the city because the city has added another champion.
Yep.
I thought there was a bigger deal about him being here, and it was just like, oh, this is how he came. Oh shit, this is. But it's really it's really cool. It's for the it's a and the final panel being Mikaal and Jack smiling.
Yep. And I'll say Steve, Yao, I think he's a good like if he had taken over as the main artist, I would be fine. I would have been fine with that. Like
I think he is. I'm always happy when he's doing the fill-in issue.
yeah.
And I think they hire him consistently. So the book because the book, it's, times past, yes,
You
that
can play
is
with
set
that.
up to be a totally different artist on every one. And I think Yao does a couple of them. And I know that, Tony did some, and so did Schenberg?
Snake Bear? What did I just say?
Yeah.
Folks, we
were
will
looking
get
it
it
up.
right.
We were trying to get it right. Peter, who I love, I mean, I love his art.
Yep, same here.
I love his art. If I see him drawing anything, his stuff for Ghost Machine, I didn't
Awesome.
even realize it was him. He's got another level. It's really wonderful. But it doesn't really have a splash page. It has a splash. It starts with, a 5-panel page. And this character I've never seen, he just looks like he's from Mexican wrestling.
He does. It's a Shatterfist from the Cadre. So those were like Justice League Detroit villains, and I know I've read those stories, but I have no memory of them.
Okay.
Like they also showed up in JLU to basically serve the purpose here, which is to just be like colorful people to get punched.
Yeah. I like at the top of the page, you see this Opal security van, which is a armored car,
Uh-huh.
blow up, and it looks like, is the Batman animated series on TV at this?
Oh yeah. Oh, it is 100% on TV at this
Okay,
point.
because that fucking stolen. right
Yes.
from it. I love it. I love it. Draw it all. I want a Bruce Timm drawn Starman in Opal City comic.
Oh, that had to have happened at some point.
No, I would. Wouldn't that have been?
You would think, Ross, I guarantee you, if you start, you can. Bruce Timm has absolutely done a commission of Jack. I
Oh,
guarantee
he.
it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if I could afford a Bruce Timm, it would be Jack.
Yeah.
It would have to be Jack. I had a guy, Simon Fraser, from he did the Second Kingsman.
Uh-huh.
He did Dante Inferno in 2000 AD, and he drew some 11th Doctor Titan comics that were fuck. I was like, why is this good? Oh, the art, Simon Fraser. Oh, and it's Al Ewing. And I went, oh fuck, it's Al Ewing. Al Ewing wrote the 11th Doctor for about 2 years. It was really good. He had to create he had a David Bowie type character who was actually an alien, and he was a traveling companion. It was very cool, and a librarian, I think. But it was very cool. But um, I that that's all I could think of when I was looking at this. Is like 4 o'clock in the morning, going, I know I'm tired and high, but I loved it. I loved it. It made me think. I mean, come on. I mean, I'd pay $1,000 for it. I mean, what is that? It would be beautiful. There's got to be. He has to have done it because there are a
Yeah.
lot of us Starman fans out there and we're all kind of fanatical.
Yeah.
It's a cult. It's fans of Starman is a bit of a cult because we do. Would you like to read our book?
It's like Legion. We're not the we're not the biggest fandom, but we're some of the loudest.
Yeah, I had to stop watching another near mint condition video because um, Mario said something derogatory, another derogatory Legion thing, and I was just like, dude, I want to fucking hit you right now. I don't. He's a nice guy.
But he's wrong.
On that one, well, I think he does it more to piss off Lars Pearson from Norwegian Press, who I
Okay.
own. I've got two. I have a shelf of nothing but books he edited because he edits the Doctor Who, like episode guides and stuff for Mad Norwegian. He used to work for Wizard magazine. He's a nice guy. He knows a lot, but he's like me. Shut up. Let me talk about the Legion. How it is. And the love, I mean, it's like, it's good. But I like this. The character, I like that with Jack. He when he runs into, he gets some B-list villains in his town.
Yeah, because it's like it's Opal. Like if you go into Metropolis, you're gonna deal with Superman. If you go to Keystone or Central, you gotta deal with the Flash. Opal, it's an easier target.
Yeah. Because, and
But
he's the kid. He's like the old one's kid, and he doesn't wear a costume.
I can do
He,
this.
I can beat him. And it's like, but I like it. It's a lot of fun. And then the splash page is,
Oh, I love this bit from Matt O'Dare with two smoking pistols going, "You've been misinformed, amigo. This burg may be without its cosmic light, but that don't mean it ain't protected. Far from it." That got more cowboy as I read that, and I don't know.
yeah, you started kind of PI, and somewhere in the middle, you turned into Matt Dillon.
Sounds about right.
That's okay. Well, he looks like, God, it looks like, oh, I've seen Kurt Russell play in that part.
Uh, why do you have to give me? Why do you have to tell me things I know I can't have?
Yeah. I mean, because look, he can pull off that mustache.
He's one of the few people who can.
They
Yes.
don't put a fake one on him. That's what is how good he can grow a mustache.
Uh,
Um,
One of my
but
favorite bits of the movie Tombstone was like the director saying, "The mustaches and the lightning are real." Just uh, so
oh
then
my
it's
God.
yeah.
But I like that. It's an action hero pose. And the art's really, really good. I think Gal does a really good job. Um, he has that kind of Batman, the new Adventures of Batman kind of art of
Yeah,
style.
yeah, it's deceptively simple, I think is a good way of putting it.
That yeah, exactly. It's not that what's what makes certain like Gibbet, uh, Dave Gibbons is like this.
Hmm.
People think he's really so no, it's really very simple. It
Yeah.
is, it's just organized correctly.
Hmm.
There's a lot of moving pieces, but every piece is just a better drawn Silver Age comic than you've seen. I
That's
mean,
a really good way of putting
it
it. Yeah.
is what but it's like Kurt Swan Superman next to someone else's Superman.
Yep.
I mean, Kurt Swan, it gets to a point he was, he did it so long and so many that it was like almost near perfect.
But then they
Um,
put Frank Chiramiante on inks for him, and that really fucked it up. But that's a story for another day.
yeah, yeah. Oh, did he ever get collated?
I think he got collated Oh, I know he got collated a
That's a
couple of.
verb now, right?
I'm making it one.
Yeah, you're getting collated. Ooh. Uh, but see, then we're at the observatory, and we had the Shade and Ted having tea, and they're both happy as they're really happy. And Shade's recovering from something, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he. I can't remember the details, but yeah, no, it's like well, man, I'm trying not to spoil literally the next issue here, but yeah, like this is Ted at his healthiest here.
Oh, yes, is he?
Yep. Man, w- we'll have to talk. We're going to talk afterwards, but yeah, we got some planning to do.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, it's great. But since this page is where they're talking in the top three panels, and it's half the page, and at the bottom it's and they're talking about Matt, and he's going, "Yeah, did you?" And it's something like, "Oh, by the way, Matt's a reincarnation of Scalp Hunter," and Ted's, "Oh my, really?" It's and they because they don't. It's not like Ted goes, "What?" or anything. It's just like, "Oh, okay." We live in this world where weird shit is just part of our everyday.
And Ted has this line of, "I don't believe in God, so I certainly wouldn't believe in reincarnation." Then the Shade goes like, "You're
Oh
friends with
yeah,
the Spectre and Doctor Fate." It's like, no, 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 no. Like I don't. That it's one of those like magic is just science we don't understand, which is a
yeah. It's great. He
thing.
goes, "Yes, their abilities are fantastic, but are they necessarily supernatural? Are there no other explanations? I think not." I like that little end of that one. I think
Yeah.
not.
Th I have thoughts on that, but we'll save that for another time when I'm more relevant. But again, I just love all the God. Now that you say Kurt Russell, especially as he has Shatterfist at gunpoint with pointing down, it really has like that Russell late '80s, early '90s mullet going.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So this is 98. There'd be yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, then the conversation shifts to which Danny? Which one?
Uh,
Mason O'Dare.
yeah, Mason, and I cannot remember this character. She's showing
Charity.
up. Charity. Okay, thank you.
Charity. Because all the wives are Faith, Hope, and Charity.
Yep, and I think she was like a pre-existing character. She was like a host of like a horror comic or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She was
She was one of them. We don't have to. We'll look it up later.
yeah, but no, I think she's from like the God, I've got the horror comic, and it's Witching Hour. She might be from Witching Hour or something like that.
Okay.
Um, but I like how he's just coming to get his tea leaves read, or crystal ball, and she's kind of like, oh, they have the love story, and I like
Yep.
this. I really like this that um
Because this has been established. Like this is on like a D or E list plot line, but it's just showing like, hey, Robinson hasn't forgotten, and I think that's
and he gives
important.
them give them a couple pages. Let's spend
Yeah,
some time with them.
exactly. Let's see. We get a cameo of Zatara there.
Yeah, I like that. That's kind of tied into it that she can speak to him.
Yep.
Um, and I do like is it which one is this? Hope? Yeah, Hope.
Hope fighting Hard Hat from the Demolition Team, which was
Very Dave Gibbons looking. Yowls
yeah.
making sure it looks like Dave's. Because then that's a
Yeah, it
angle.
was Dave Gibbons and Len Wein created them.
Okay.
So yeah, the way she's holding that shotgun, I think would break her arms with the recoil.
Yeah, I think it would at least pop her arm out of its socket.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, it's kind of like no one does that.
yeah. But
Um,
again, to your point of like, okay, the Demolition Team trying to take in Opal at its theoretically weakest. Again, that kind of makes sense from a supervillain standpoint.
yeah, who do they got? He's gone. Let's go rob some stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but then you get to know Black Condor's in town.
And this was originally supposed to be Hawkman, but this was at a point where DC editorial said Hawkman's radioactive. No one can use him. This is why Zariel joined the Justice League at the same time.
Because they had fucked it up so bad and they didn't want to have to clean up their mess.
Yeah, exactly. That's 100% what it was. I'm not even joking. It's just like we've screwed this character up so bad we can't use him.
Yeah. Well, it's because everybody just ignored. It's really at that time when they're saying continuity is not important, blah blah blah.
Oh, see, I
It
think
is
this is
important.
a point where they think it's important, and that's the
Yeah,
problem.
maybe. But it's yeah. I don't mind it. I like Black Condor being.
Yeah, no, I think he's good too, and it's not, again nice to see kind of like a lower. Oh, I hate saying lower tier hero, but when he
It's a
doesn't get
good
the spotlight.
redesign of him too.
Yeah, it
They
really
got
is.
that his costume in the '90s when certain people drew it. It looked very Liefeld-y.
I can
But I
see
think
that.
Steve Earle fixes it a bit. Makes it just look like he's because he's more Native American connected now. Yeah.
Yep.
Um, and then we have which Bailey is this?
Well, no, are we talking Commissioner Wu here?
Oh, that's Commissioner Wu. That's right.
Yeah, and I do like the little transition on the same page of like, Wu and Ted have the exact same like pose and all of that with their thumb under their chin and all that.
Yeah,
And, Wu's talking of like, how he became commissioner and how Clarence Adair, is now the superhero liaison and just kind of reminding you like that's a thing, just so we can
yeah,
kind of keep all those ducks in a row.
yeah. And then I like that. I like that. And then we get Bobo. I'm a big fan of Bobo
Me
because
too.
he
And
reminds me of people in Astro City.
oh, very much so.
Yeah, yeah. He's
And
very much an Astro City kind of character. Um, I don't even know that two
I
guys
did
getting
not
beat up
recognize
are.
who he was fighting.
They're nice
No
costumes.
idea.
There's yeah, it's
Yeah.
not even it's
Uh,
not
uh,
I Googled it and it was like, who are they?
so yeah, it's like these are the guys who won't even who won't even fight like Vibe solo. Uh
And Bobo doesn't have any superpowers, right? He's just can
no, he's
fight.
like like impenetrable skin. He's kind of like Luke Cage, I think.
Oh, that's right, that's right. But I mean, I really did like and then we go back to just the end of the conversation and they're talking about things they know. There's a reference to the Jester story
Oh,
in
yep.
times past.
In oh God, what was it's they're just referencing like, hey, you saved Jay, but I could have let the Jester know that Bobo. I haven't read the Jester story in a while, so all good stuff.
It is just beautiful. It's Gene Ha, so you kind of look at it for long.
Yeah.
I gaze into it long, lovely. And then we get to see Sadie. She's running the shop.
Is that like an old school Barbie in the front?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and like a Max Mason, and and then she's running the store for him, and oops, one of his friends shows up.
I totally forgot about this.
I did
100%.
too. I did
Yeah.
too. And I really remember when the pirate story was going on, I was watching pirate movies. I was into it because I love this character. And I
Yep.
thought that's really the last time we saw him, but that's not true. He comes back and that ends this. But I got to this and I was thinking the story was going to end because their conversation was ending.
Yeah, same here. And it's like, wait, we got a couple more pages here because we go into like this bit, like this kind of short story of like this like two-bit crook who's getting chased down an alleyway.
Yeah.
And we're giving kind of a lot of pathos to him before he's shot in the back of the neck by, I believe it's the spider, if I'm remembering
Yeah, it
my.
is. This is
Yeah,
where they start to kind of lean into the thing that the Green Arrow wasn't in the Seven Soldiers of Victory. The Spider was, and he's
gotcha.
really a bad guy. You being disguised as a good guy so he can steal.
Right. Okay.
Um, and they're he's a Ludlow, which makes it
Yes.
he's a Ludlow because um he is someone who will make the Shade lose his cool.
Yep.
So and and then we get a page, and I was looking at this and it goes, is this overwritten? Before I read it, it is one. It's like 12. boxes of the commissioner about the commissioner. It's
Yep,
all
and
real. It really, you get two panels of him and you get a good idea who he is.
but there's part of me that was going like, we kind of wasted so. I wish we got to have a little more of this shown over like the past couple of
Yeah, it
issues.
is, but they play catch up. It's a lot of playing. I get that. It's kind of like playing catch up.
It's a little tell don't show, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that would be the week. But it looks good. And then some hears a noise, and he turns to who's ever there, and birds and monsters, and he is sucked. We just talked. Well, let's talk a little bit about this page where the commissioner gets, who knows what's happening. It's a magic spell of some sort. This is comic book magic shit.
Yeah, I have no idea because we got like a bird slash mosquito thing attacking him. A
And
weird,
a mouse. I don't know. It's like
yeah,
it's very weird, but I don't remember what this is. I kind of know. I'm like going, it's connected to the big
some,
bad, some other
yeah,
big bad. So, but it's definitely very. There's a lot of layering in the plotting in these next couple years.
yes, there is.
Yeah, it's like 2 years worth of it. And I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's the long game. I think it works better in if I was reading this straight through. I think it works a little better.
Yep,
But I also like the fact that I haven't read it in a long time, and my memory has to be jarred. I do when I've read an issue, I go okay, and some things that I've forgotten about come back into my brain. But I also have that I don't know kind of thing. So I like it. I kind of like it. I would say for me, it's not my favorite. It's my least favorite piece of art in the whole show in the whole comic.
yeah.
Um,
It's just kind of weird. And then we on the next page, they're talk we've talked Ted and Shay talked about Michael's boyfriend Tony, but we didn't really get to see him up until this penultimate page.
yeah.
So, I just kind of would have liked a nice little scene. Not that Ted would probably have interacted with this guy a whole lot, but something would have been nice to have been seen.
Or at least see it because he tells that he's talked to him about it, and this
Yeah.
is your first time, and he's being nice. He's like,
Yeah.
if you need to talk, geez, man, I know I did it to my family. Now it's being done to me. They're going off, and you get to see the hit Tony, Ted, Sadie on the bottom of the panel. And I do like this thing. Opal City on Friday night, now tired and old. More than happy for young sunny Saturday to run into town an hour from now and take over. Still, those awake might spend a moment or two or three or four to think of a loved one, perhaps the one loved one who lies by their side, while others perhaps think of loved ones further away. And then we get the most beautiful spaceship in comic book history. I mean, it's
Y-
re- um, and Jack and Michael having a good time. This is what I get. Jack is saying, "See the light over there? If my dad's computers are working right, that's Pluto." And then Michael goes, "About to go interstellar? That's right. Give me five, my gay blue brother." And Yahoo here was looking at you, John Glenn, and they're having the time of their lives.
Yep. Uh,
Um, it's so fun. I really, when I read it the first time, I was like, I really kept thinking it's kind of wordy. But that was me seeing the panels, the things as I was looking at it. But overall, it was a lot of fun. It was good to see all these characters. It was nice to see them have emotion. Reason I love this book is there are emotional moments. The moment Sadie tells Jack who she really is.
yep.
That 2 pages is just knocked me in the gut every time. And I like this, and it was nice. I like the Steve Yow's art is beautiful. Everything looks good. The characters look good. It's the little Batman adventures nod. Everything was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about what comes next. And really, next is the first space issue.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting because in my omnibus, the next up is DC 1 million. It's the
Wait a
Starman 1
minute,
million.
you're right. You're right because I'm using the app. not the trade. You're right. It's DC 1 million, which you will be back for that, I'm assuming.
I better be back for that one.
Yeah, I'm fucking with you. I'm looking forward to reading. I haven't read 1 million in a long time, but I do. I bought it in Omni because I will reread it because it was one of those events that I really liked.
Oh, I've got that omnibus.
Yeah, it's a beauty and it's in the right order. I've some.
It.
I gotta let other people buy like and then do reviews of event omnis before I buy them.
Hmm.
Because I sold my Infinity Crusade Omni because all the Infinity stuff is going in the Silver Surfer
Right,
omnibuses.
right.
So the next one has the first one. So basically, so all of that Starland stuff is going in then like the next three omnibuses. So I'm like, oh, good. But it's in the epics, I think, isn't it?
Let's see. Some of the Silver Surfer Infinity stuff is in his epics, yeah.
Yeah, but not the issues of Infinity Crusade,
No, no,
right?
no, no. The actual Infinity
Yeah.
Gauntlet stuff, like I just have that as a separate trade, and I kind of
Yeah, they're
know
going to insert it into his omnibuses.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, because it's really him centric. All of
It,
them are.
well, I think something I think comic fans forget about is Infinity Gauntlet is not really an Avengers story by and large. It's
No, it's a
more,
Silver Surfer
it's a
story.
Silver Surfer Thanos story.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And the Avengers are basically just cannon fodder.
like everybody is. Everybody but, the characters Starlin cares about. The characters will become Infinity Watch, Adam. Well, it's
Yeah,
Adam
more
Warlock.
luck.
It's like, hey, I created these people.
Hmm.
I don't they're not really dead. They're not letting me kill Cap. It's just, it's a mini series. We'll all fix it in the end.
Yeah.
Um Overall, I love this, and we're going into some really good stuff. I mean, we're in the beginning of the second compendium, and that's how I'm reading them.
Yep.
And a lot of this end of like where Tony was leaving, and there was a lot of times passed and a lot of one and dones. And it's like 8 months. It's like 8 or 9 months. And I kind of remember it being a little off-putting.
Hmm. Because well, I've said before, it's like if you dropped in the early 40s to Starman, I would kind of get it.
Yeah, I kind of get if you were getting bored, if it wasn't the greatest thing. And, it's kind of like I'm a West Wing fan, and some people say the later seasons are bad. And I was like, it's a little rough in the middle of the first one without Sorkin, but it finds its feet, and they find a way to mimic him because they know the show. I saw an interview with John Wells, who was took over when um, Eric Sorkin left, and it's like he called and goes, "Hey, what about the cliffhanger with the House of Speaker of the House becoming the president?" Oh, I don't know. I hadn't written that. You have a good fun time with that, and having the right to make it be the same show and stuff like that. And I think and fans of anything are if you get muddled in. I like long term storytelling. I don't mind a 4 hour movie. Most of the time I'm watching it streaming. If I need to go to the potty, I pause it and it's not like I'm sitting in a theater. But I
Hmm.
would go see a long one in the theater. I remember when Gandhi and all that in that era of the big blockbuster um, Oscar, try to get an Oscar movie.
Oh yeah,
Um,
you're,
yeah,
you're
they
Lawrence
would
of
be
Arabia.
Lawrence. Yeah, but it's lean. He can't do lean. He can't edit lean. It's just he knows so much more. I was watching someone was saying they were doing a top 20 list of British films, and I was counting the lean ones, and he had like 5 of 20. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. His Great Expectations. I was going, are you going to do his Oliver Twist? Yeah, but but this is like that. It's like long form storytelling. This has been a kind of choppy era, and I think overall all the parts are really good. I don't think there's anything that I really didn't like. And I think some of the issues were real important. You mean you
Hmm.
had they were smart enough to have James and Tony do those last two issues together,
Yep.
and then bring in Yao, and Yao's does it for a few issues here. The
Oh,
permanent
okay.
the
Because 1 million is Snabear, and then
mm,
okay, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, Yowl does a next couple. Okay,
yeah, which is fine
yeah,
because we get to see some really cool shit in this one. It's this is where they meet the space. No, this is where they meet Swamp Thing.
yep. So I'll definitely be back for that one.
And Solomon Grundy.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good
And
story, and it's
yeah,
it's Yao again, and Yao did all that art too, didn't he? For the
for the
uh,
Swamp Thing Grundy. Yep. Real quick, does he do the when they go to the Legion? No, that's Snake Bear.
that's Nightmare, yeah, because
Okay.
he has a very distinct Tom Callor. It's very nice.
Y-
Um, yeah, these are great, man. This is some good stuff coming on, and we still got Tony's. Oh, it's a talking with David. The
uh,
last part of this is talking with David.
there you go.
We have to get David and you and me do that one together. That's a good one. This is a lot of fun. These issues are really fun. And I like the space thing, and I have not read it in a long, long time, and I think I only read it twice, maybe.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Well, hey, let's get to the we're getting to the end of this. This will drop in for Will from when we record. It's been a couple weeks, but there's a lot of stuff going on. Me and Kirby had a little meeting for some of the stuff we want to do. We're going to do an Opal City, not Opal City. God damn it. I got to not have two city things together. An Astro City episode. We're going to cover Tarnish Angel event. For me, that's trade. I have all the hardcovers. I wish I had Confessor in the original printing. I have it in like the where it all had a trade dress. It's lovely. You have yours in the Metro books, right? How are the
Uh,
Metro books?
I only have the last Metro book because that's where my I was getting them in trades ends.
Oh,
So like my Astro City collection looks like a Frankenstein monstrosity. It's but I'll put it this way: Turns to Angel is one where I found it all in the cheap bins, and I'm like, I don't care that I have it in trade. This is my favorite story. I'm gonna get the singles. Boom, boom,
yeah,
boom.
it's great. They got some great covers, and I read the first two about issue and three quarters, and they're densely packed. It
Yep.
is not something you read quickly. And you know
No.
what? It makes me want to just kind of read and read and read it because this is one of my favorite comic series of all. It's one of my favorite comics.
Yep.
I like this. For me, my favorite Busick things are this and Avengers Forever.
Definitely Astro City, and I would say his Avengers run sans at Avengers Forever.
Well, I think some of
You're more of a Avengers history person than I
yeah.
am.
Yeah, but that's what I kind of like. You've read enough now that you may reread it and go, oh, I get it all. And you've read some Thunderbolts.
Yep. Now that I've read, once I finish reading up West Coast Avengers West Coast, I might give it another shot. But it's like there's some stuff where it's like, dude, I've read a lot of Avengers now, but it's like there's I don't care, man. This is way too in the weeds.
Yeah. But I thought I like that they put Avengers Forever where it should go
Sure.
in his run because his
Hmm.
run is very much him
Yeah.
because he doesn't let anybody else do anything. And the only change is when Perez goes, and I really like the change in artists.
Hmm.
Because you get Pacheco, you get yeah,
Alan Davis takes over
yeah,
for a bit.
yeah. There's some really good ones, and there's some. I mean, don't they get Ordway? Doesn't he get Ordway for a hot second?
Does he? Man,
I don't know. I'd
I'd
have
have
to
to
go
go back and
look. I
look.
don't. No, I think that's in Justice Society right after Perez. I think no. It's maybe during Maximum. Mac. What's the fucking prison one where they turn the Earth into a prison? That may be after him. That may be someone else. It's someone. No, that's during Busick. Busick was around. It was an event. Maximum Security. It was an event.
Oh, I vaguely remember that
Yeah, you don't
one.
have to read it to read those Avenger issues. He made sure that you didn't, but they were fighting whatever bad guys, and that
Yep.
might have been Ordway because, that was Ordway did the art because it was a Prison Break and it was pretty good. He did the miniseries, and that was the Avengers issues were just okay, but because they didn't want to get interference with that. So it's time for recommendations. What do you got to recommend this week?
Okay, so this week, this is actually one I've been sent on for a bit. Is a couple weeks ago, Jim Butcher finally released his next book in the Dresden Files. It's 12 months. It's coming about 5 years after the last book, well, two books, and then which had a 5 year gap in between them. Whereas for the first 14 odd years, it was one book a year, was going, and then there was a gap. Apparently, he's talking is like, hey, I had a real writer's block, and I was going through a bunch of, like divorce and all of this. So 12 months is after the events of the book Battleground. It is, 12 months of Harry's life, where he's processing again a lot of the depression, the trauma, everything while setting up a lot of pieces for the next book because the next book he's already said is already like a third written. And that to me says like he was writing the next book, which is going to be, I believe, Mirror Mirror, where he's of course going to be fighting evil versions of the main cast and all of that. And he's like, but oh crap, I have way too much like stuff that's been on the back burner. I need to kind of, let it breathe, kind of a lot like this issue that we just read here. So it's like it's kind of interesting to read that in novel form. I think it really works. It's like I was going, has it been the gap been too long? Has it killed my interest? And it's like, nope, nope, it's all right here. I'm still a fan. I'm still back
Sometimes a
in.
gap is good for you, I think.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I've never read those. I've heard about them. I watched the show a little bit because I was a big Sci-Fi Channel watcher at
Yep.
some point because they were doing good. They did some really good shows.
Yeah.
Um,
Just know the first two books were literally written as part of like his college thesis, so they're a little rough at
well,
points.
I've sat through both versions of TKX, whatever,
Oh God, TH
90210, whatever.
138.
They're both. It's really that's fucking so pretentious, and it
Yeah.
gets worse in the big. But when he does it as a feature film, it's like ooh. Um, so my recommendation is I just got some figures in, and I want to just. I like Todd. I've grown to like Todd McFarlane because he seems, you know what, he's doing what he wants to do. It makes him happy, and he's really making it more about the toys and his fucking. So me and Kirby,
Yep.
I found a reasonably priced one of Ralph in his Justice League Europe costume. It is the best costume.
It's his best one. I'm sorry, folks.
You
It
know, I agree
really.
wholeheartedly. But and then he got one in the 70s satellite era one, which I like. I
I,
like it.
I've
It's
got three, four figures of it myself, but
yeah.
I've never finally had a copy of the one I love.
Yeah, it's great. I got that. In the last couple of weeks I've gotten a bunch. I got a Marvel one. I got the Man Wolf, where he's a science fiction sword and sorcery hero in space. It's so good, people. Get the complete Man Wolf trade. It's worth it because George Perez does a fucking J. Jonah Jameson Jr. It's a space werewolf who's the king of a fantasy kingdom, and it's all drawn by George Perez. It's absolutely glorious. It just doesn't make any sense at all, and it is. The minute I saw that book had come out, I was like, "Fuck!" It's just I don't really. It's bookended by some bad Spider-Man issues. Um, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Ross Andrews Spider-Man era. He's off. His Peter is wrong. It just bugs me. But well, I got those. I got the Zatanna with Detective Chimp. I really
I've
got it
got to
because it's
find that
Detective
one.
Chimp. It's which he's great. He doesn't. His arms move, but his legs don't.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, you're getting them to stand, even with the stands they give you, is a pain in the ass sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I got the Cosmic Boy. We both got the same Cosmic Boy. We got the three boot or retro boot.
Yep.
And I found a Metron for $15 and it comes with the
Nice.
chair. Yeah, it comes with the chair. But I got an ice, which is one of you were right. It's absolutely the best sculpted thing they have ever done. It is
Yep.
glorious. I got the Atom Smasher and Spectre, and Atom Smasher is like 12 inches.
Okay, good, good.
And the Spectre looks great. And when I got something,
You
oh,
got the new Wally Flash
I
because
also
they.
got I got the new Jay and I got the new Barry.
Oh
They're
yeah,
all sit. I put them in. I don't know if you saw the picture yet. They're all in front of the omnibuses and they're all running.
nice. Yeah, that's how I've got them too. I've also got the Impulse and Max Mercury
Yeah, they're
ones.
next. And
Yep.
I want a Wally in his yellow and red Kid Flash.
I know they have done
That
that
is
one,
my
but
absolutely yeah. That's my absolutely favorite.
yeah.
One of my favorite DC costumes.
I'm just glad that they did this new Wally because the prior one they had done, which is based on
Yeah,
more, it was too busy, and it's like, no, this is the Howard Porter, Greg LaRock Wally Flash. Absolutely, it looks good. It doesn't have the freaking creepy smile that the other one does.
yeah.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I did. I'm thinking, did I get any? I've gotten a bunch recently, and I found some really good deals.
Yeah, I've got to get an Ice and Fire one. I miss
Yeah, I
both of
like them
those.
both. there's been some odd ones that really the ones I've been buying. There
Oh
and
yeah, because I'm not
but
getting
that
all of them by
yeah,
any
I would
means.
like to get the Wally in the blue costume they had him in for a little bit.
Oh, right. Yeah.
There's also a Walter, the one
Really?
that see that was the platinum one with that Wally. It's the
Okay.
same model, but the costume's a darker red.
Oh, I thought you were saying Amanda Wall. Never mind. I
No,
misheard that. So Amanda
Walter.
Waller.
Instead of being Wally West, it's
Oh,
Walter
okay.
West.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
So yeah, the dark. Where they the Dark
Dark
Flash.
Flash. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Dark Flash figure. Yeah, I'd get
I'd
that.
get that one if I found it.
I would like to get him. They got Wally in the blue one. They got Wally in his more recent one, which I fucking hate. It's
Yeah.
really just put him in his version.
Just put him in the one he was in the 90s, people.
Yeah, it's why I fuck with it.
Yep.
I did think of another Gay Garrick one I wanted to get.
Oh, okay.
The Liberty JSA the Liberty Files one.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's made to look like a Tony figure. It's really nice costume, and it's so otherworld. I'm my Wonder Woman's another world. It's one of the ones where McFarlane just designs a version of it because I can't find a good Wonder Woman.
Well, that is a problem with like action figure lines from is like for some reason they just undersell the women. And it's like, guys, people will buy them. I don't know what is going on, what you think is
I
going
would
on.
like a, there are definitely some I would love. I mean, I bought that two figure Monica Rambeau Doctor Doom one the second I saw it because it was, oh my God, there's a Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got that too. McFarlane did a good Power Girl one, a good Huntress one. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Power Girl from the multiverse line, the more recent one. I
Mm-hmm.
finally found one reasonably priced with the cape and not the jacket. I'm not
Oh
a fan
yeah,
of
and
the
I was not
jacket.
gonna get the jacket one.
Yeah. And it's got the cat, so I'm happy
Yep.
because I got Batman and Rex. Silver Age Batman with Rex. Yeah, it's fucking nice as shit. Um, and I've gotten some recently, and I finally got. I'm going to do a video and post it, but I've done some reorganizing to a point in this room. It's getting better. I'm going to get rid of some more comics, but I've moved some stuff around. I've gotten a bunch of Omnis in recently because there was some really cheap. I actually found some X-Men ones that I wanted very cheaply, so I want to kind of read through Australia when they get to Australia. Because my
Right.
buddy Ken says that what he read, and he says it's pretty, and he recommended it. So I'm going to read it. And I've just been getting stuff. I'm waiting. I got some stuff coming in, and I'm excited. I'm going to do some reading, but I've got the John's Brainiac
That,
Superman.
yep.
I should get it today.
That's good. That's where I came in to reading Superman regularly. It's good stuff.
Some of
It is
those
good.
those oversized, those hardcovers I got need to go away now.
Yeah.
They're probably in there. I don't care. It looks nice, and then, um, I just been moving stuff around and rereading, and it's made me pull some stuff out. Now today, I'm probably going to read some of that Power Girl.
Yep. I mean,
That, but yeah,
uh,
they
go
should
ahead.
do a Power Girl omnibus
I'm surprised they haven't, honestly.
and just do the Cooperberg and then all the Amanda Connor stuff.
Yep. Because you kind of don't need to read the uh oh what's it whoever follows Palmiotti, Connor, and Gray, it's really not that good. It's
Is that the
oh
stuff that's right?
Exiles.
Huh?
Green Arrow, Exiles. Who's that writer?
Judge Winnick?
Judd Winnick. Yeah, he does, and it's really not that good, honestly. I
He
hate to
did
admit.
Power Girl?
He did Power Girl right after Palmiotti and Gray, and it is like just one of those hard. I don't care what they were doing. I'm doing my own thing, and I'm washing my hand. And it's yeah,
Yeah, no. There's no reason to try to reinvent her. And then they tried to reinvent her right at the beginning of All In. And it's like, I don't think you were reading these. Just go. Someone has the Palmiotti Connor stuff. Just read it. That you don't
yeah,
have to tell the same lighthearted stories, but at least
no,
get the voice right.
yeah. Because part of the thing with my the more recent series is would Palmiotti, Gray, Connor, Power Girl have fun and be lighthearted? Yeah, but at the same time, she will also laser beam off Ultra Humanite's arm.
Yeah,
And
I like her. That's why I like, she's a ball buster. What we used to
yep,
call
she
ball buster.
absolutely is.
She's great. She's great. All right. Well, hey guys, thank you for listening. And always be safe, be smart, please be kind to one another. in this weird, crazy world, and read some comics. Read some Starman, folks. Yeah, buy the compendiums. Read them. You'll hate me and love me and be grateful all at the same time.